Good morning, Alexa. It is currently Tuesday. I would have made a video yesterday, but I was swamped with work. I had a lot of homework and a lot of other things to do. Uh, okay, so I last talked to you Saturday night after I talked to Greg, but a lot has happened since then, so I'm gonna just go from there. Basically, after I talked to you, I went back to hang out with John and Megan and we watched a movie, and then they walked me back to Jefferson, and I was feeling better, but I was still pretty upset about everything. So I decided to write a letter to John because I didn't know what I was feeling, and I wanted to get it all out on paper and kind of figure out what I was thinking. So I did that. But then it was really late and I was really tired, and I didn't I was not thinking probably the most clearly, and in retrospect this could have been a lot worse than it ended up being. But after writing the letter, I really missed him, and I hated I hated not spending time with him, and I just I went and put the letter on his door, and by put the letter on his door, I mean I stood outside his room for like 10, 15 minutes trying to decide whether or not I should, and then I did. Um and I mean it worked out fine, but I'm realizing it could have had not so great consequences, but I was not thinking clearly. Anyway, so what happened was I got back to my room and now I was not tired, or at least not sleepy. So I was reading, and I'd left the letter at about 1:30, and so at 2ish, I heard a knock on my door and I said, "Come in," and it was John. And we sat and talked for a while, and I don't know, I'd been so the reason I was so upset that day was because I'd I thought I had basically said look, I don't want this to happen because I'm gonna hurt you, but then I'd figured that just ended up hurting him anyway, and I was feeling 10 different sorts of guilt. And so he came and he said yeah, I was upset, but I wasn't necessarily upset because you ended things. I was upset because you thought everything was your fault and I was worried about you and all that. Um and basically he ended up we talked for a while, and I decided that I didn't want to not have him in my life. And he sort of spent the night we just sleeping, nothing else, but that did happen. And then I don't know, we talked for a while, and I was feeling it was a turbulent emotional ride, but at the end of it I was feeling a lot better, and I just missed him. And anyway, so that happened, and I don't know what is really happening now. I still don't entirely know what I want, but I know I don't want to do what I did again. And I think you're right. I think it was just something we were such good friends, and I was just really scared, and I didn't know what was happening, and it was a situation similar to you and James. Anyway, so right now we're a possibility, but we're taking things really, really slowly so I don't kind of freak out again. But that happened, so that's where everyone is right now. That's where everything stands. Other than that, I've been pretty busy. I had a lot of work to do on Sunday and did not do as much as I needed to. And then Monday, instead of doing all the homework I had, I spent 3 hours rearranging my room. Probably not 3 hours. It was almost definitely not 3 hours, but it was a while. And so now my room is all rearranged. But that's what I've had to spend the rest of my time finishing up my work, and that's why I did not make a video. Let's see, really quickly, we had our first choir rehearsal with all the new members, which is really exciting, except like, you know, I'm the choir librarian, so I'm in charge of organizing the music and getting the folders out. And so we have 71 people in the choir this year, and we have 80 slots for folders. I did not know this because, like, folder slots 65 to 80 are in a different shelf where the women's chorus puts their folders, and those slots were like filled with papers and textbooks, so it looked like they weren't ours. And so I told the entire bass section, like, sorry guys, you don't have folder slots, I'm working on it. And well, as it turns out, they do, so I have to make that announcement. Also, I still have a lot of work to do folder wise, but other than that, I mean, it's all good. It was fun. The newbies are great. They seem really cool. I don't know what else has happened. Not much, really. But yeah, so here's my video, and I will see you later. Bye, Alexa.